Hi, I'm Chef Todd Gray, and today I'm showing you how to prepare seared lobster tails with a Thai chili coleslaw. Let's get started. Let's first prepare our coleslaw by placing some of our shredded cabbage into a small mixing bowl. Fresh lime juice. Take a fresh lime, cut it in half, squeeze some of that juice into the cabbage. Some fresh cilantro. Just leave the leaves whole. We'll tear them. Actually, they're called plouches. Tear some of the cilantro plouches off of the stem. And finally, a good Thai chili peanut sauce. You don't want to put too much, just enough to dress the coleslaw. And let's mix this. So now I'm going to need to add some seasoning. Let's put a little bit of our sea salt. A little of our fresh cracked pepper. And let's mix that well. I'd say we have about 1.5 cups of our coleslaw. So now our coleslaw is ready. We place that on the side, and we're going to start to split our lobster tails. Here I have some wonderful lobster tails I've gotten from Harris Teeter. Beautiful Maine lobster tails, about 1.5 pound lobsters. When we're buying lobster, we always want to inspect them, being sure that they have a good, clean aroma, a smell of the sea, nice and moist, good dark shell with no damaged spots. So let's go ahead and start by splitting our lobster tails, being sure we have a good sharp knife. Be sure that the lobster tail is firm on our cutting board, that it's not moving around, and carefully holding the back of a lobster tail and putting the knife into the top of the shell, make an incision and go straight down, going all the way through the shell, turning our tail around, and finishing cutting through the back side of the tail. Then we open our lobster tail, even keeping them intact. Now that we've completed the splitting process, let's place them onto a plate and take them over to the range and begin the cooking process. So now let's begin to sear our lobster tails. We've got a nice, even heated pan on about a medium-high heat. I had a touch of canola oil to the pan. We need to season our lobster tails with a touch of our sea salt, our fresh cracked black pepper, and let's place these into the pan, shell side up. What I like about cooking lobsters this way is that we're able to actually roast the lobster in the shell, which does a couple of things. We get a good sear on the lobster meat, but yet the shell protects the meat from overcooking and ensures that the meat is nice and moist. Now we don't need to cook this for more than about 1 minute or so. As you can see, our shells are starting to turn that bright red that we associate with a properly cooked lobster. There we go. We are going to continue to cook it on the back side, cook it on the shell side, just to get the heat from the other side of the lobster. Very nice. See how our meat is nice and cooked on the edges? We don't see any opaqueness, indicate that it's too undercooked. One thing, we don't want to overcook our seafood because as it sits in the shell and as we plate our coleslaw, the lobster's continuing to cook. So we kind of want to turn our heat off and let the lobster finish in the pan. Now it's time for our final plate up. Let's take some of our butter lettuce, taking some of the interior leaves that almost have a cup shape to them. We'll place this on our dish, fanning out a couple pieces here, and then take some of our Thai peanut slaw, nestle that up in the center of the cut, giving our lobster a nice base to stand on. Take this lobster meat, pops right out of the shell nicely. One tail. Let's bring the other half off of it, shell. So lay them on the top, going in opposite directions. And then finally, taking some of our peanut sauce, just to finish, drizzling over the top and around for a nice presentation. And there you have it, seared lobster tails with a Thai chili slaw. Beautiful. Great winter dish. Enjoy.